Alright, hey my beautiful kings, queens, and rarities. I hope that all of you guys are having a wonderful day. Please remember to love yourself because honestly, self-love is key. I'm learning to get to the point where I'm gonna allow myself to really feel how the fuck I feel. But at the same time, throughout feeling a certain way, it would just be like, my baby, I swear, kudos to my baby. My baby has a lot to do with my journey. Like, as far as who has inspired me outside of myself, and just I feel like when people be like, how do you be consistent, you gotta really change your mindset. I kid you not. In order to do certain things, you really gotta change your mindset. And because of that, my baby is somebody who was, I'm not gonna say she was never an emotional person. I've never seen her cry. I've never seen her really big emotional. I never really hear her talk about her feelings. My baby is mainly been God and her work and teaching you about life. So as to when people be like, why am I a certain way, why I'm so calm and things like that, I have a spiritual ass grandmother that I live with. Then on top of that, she has been a major influence to a lot of my life. So because of that, I personally do think I am a reflection of her, and I've always loved her, and I've always looked up to her. So the fact that I am a reflection of her, that's beautiful to me. Anyways, so we talking about, I do be cracking my feet. I ain't even notice I be cracking my feet. So something I'm noticing is that I was having a conversation with somebody and we were talking about love, and basically people be saying, I hear so many people be saying that they be loving too hard, or they love too much and their feelings be getting hurt and this, that, and the third. And a lot of people just be afraid to love. You feel me? They just be afraid to enjoy that experience. And when it comes to love, I was just speaking to my friend about this, and I was telling him, I was like, when it really comes to love, you cannot, my favorite thing that I'm learning, you cannot really be dependent on somebody else's love. You can't afford to, because people be so hurt. Okay, recently, people be so hurt that they only know how to stay hurt. Y'all ever notice a lot of people just be hurt and only will be hurt? They will be so broken that that's the only thing that you see about them. I've been there before, and I personally do think I've made, people wonder, when you choose to do something and you make a commitment to do something, a lot of other shit really don't matter. You gotta remember the fact that you made a commitment to something. And you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, that is the reason why I feel like I would, when I am to marry one day, I would have to marry to a man that has a discipline. Has a discipline and a habit besides regular habits, like brushing your teeth every day, eating every day, taking certain things, going to work every day. People always talk about that they not disciplined, but it's you are disciplined. You work. That's discipline right there. You go to work 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. You have a discipline. You just don't value your own disciplines as much as you value that money. People only work, and on top of that, people only work because you have to. But if I'm motivational, Khadiii, look, so when it comes to me marrying a man, I would have to attract a king that has a discipline. And when he has that discipline, it's a commitment to him. You feel me? This is his responsibility, as who this has to do with who he is. And it's crazy because I told myself that I wanted to be known for my discipline. My discipline is out cold. It's a lot of stuff that I don't want to do. And I think my favorite thing about doing this stuff so young is the fact that I have the ability to actually grow into it. I'm not perfect. I don't want to be perfect, but you keep trying. I learned how to keep trying. I learned how to keep doing it. Even when it seems like it's hard, even when it seems like you don't want to do it, I learned how to keep doing it. Some days, and on top of that, I learn to give myself grace throughout it, because that is one thing I'm learning when it comes to this journey. If you be mean to yourself during your journey, it just fuck everything up. Cause why you gonna be mean to yourself? Like, you bullying yourself, telling yourself you like basically just manipulating yourself. Don't do that. Like, it's no point in doing that. But when it comes to, oh, that's the reason why I would say I would have to marry a man who has some form of discipline in his life. I need to know he has a habit. Is because once you make a commitment to something, you're really not going to stop doing something. And I feel like, I don't speak on certain terms, but from a marital perspective, my baby said to me one day, she was like, I don't understand why people be getting married no more. And I was like, I feel that. Because when it comes to marriage, okay, I sometimes wonder why people be getting in relationships when they know they're not ready to commit. Like, and people be wondering why they get their feelings hurt. Like, okay, the difference between certain things is that you recognize when you could commit to something and you recognize when you can't commit to something. But if you get in a relationship with somebody and you can't be loyal, don't get in a relationship. And I understand, like, people be wanting to be possessive over somebody, but it's like, or they want a title over somebody because it has like value to them. But if you gonna put a title on yourself, you're gonna have to stand up to that title. Like, if this is what you are, this is what you are. You gotta, like, that's your word. That's how I be thinking about it. Like, this is who I am. Like, when it comes to the fact that I tell myself I'm the affirmation queen, I mean, I speak affirmations, that's who I am. You will know me for being affirmative, a person that's going to uplift you, inspire you, because I said, fuck that, I'm an affirmation queen. This is what I am. And I think that's my favorite thing about learning like affirmations. It really teaches you how powerful the tongue is, because when you start thinking about how powerful the tongue is, certain things you're just not going to say no more. Like, if you know you can't back something up or you can't do something for real, you're not going to say it, because it's just like, that's my life on it. I be thinking of it that sometimes, like, I had like that traditional mindset where it's just like, if I said I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And if I make a commitment to, and that's the reason why I'm like, I was going back to the idea of like marriage. Like, it is no reason that a lot of people be sitting up here getting married and telling people that they want to be in love with one person. And I feel like, okay, they want to be in love with one person, and but they can't commit to somebody. You can still be in love with somebody and love them for who they are, but you can't commit to that person because you're just not willing to, or you're just not ready to commit to that person. And I don't like that idea. I personally don't like the idea that you're not willing to commit to some other person, because instead of thinking of it like you committed to one person, you committed to something. Like, this is what you do. And because this is who you are, and because this is what you do, not necessarily who you are, but because this is what you do, that's a part of you. And it doesn't have to be you. That's why I say it's not who you are. It's not who you are, but this is something that you do, and it's like a commitment for you. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, my favorite thing is that y'all have heard me talk about twin flames. And the reason being why I feel like the connection that I had with a person, I will always talk about a person that I had a connection with, because I try my hardest to focus on the fact that I enjoyed it, and that's all the fuck I want to think about it, because I refuse to be sitting up here looking back on my life and saying that this person hurt me and I only see them as a hurt ass person, rather than remembering the fact that we had good times and we had bad times. At the end of the day, that person is a reflection of life, and life is going to be good times, bad times, and a motherfucking roller coaster. And because of that, when it came to this connection that I had with somebody, I had to tell myself, like, I love this, I enjoy this, and appreciate it. Because if I appreciate it, if I don't appreciate it, I'm gonna take advantage of it. When I take advantage of it, then stuff start turning left, and it's just so much that could occur with that. But my favorite thing about the connection is that one thing I started to realize is that I chose to love somebody Like, if I'm choosing to love you, a lot of stuff go out the way. And I feel like some people would just be loving people. Like, you naturally love people. But yeah, I could love you. But when somebody makes a choice to do something and say that this is what they're going to do, things change. You feel me? It's from a different perspective, because when you feeling, like, when you feeling all the time and you just go with the flow and learn how to feel in your feelings, it's different. But when you are a person who sits up here and tell yourself that, like, no, this is how I choose to feel, you gonna act on that. I hope y'all understood that. That's it in my TED Talk varieties. I'm out.
Hey my beautiful kings, queens, and rarities. So this is me coming to y'all. I was just tell y'all some affirmations because we're holding each other accountable when it comes to this. Like, babes, we're just saying affirmations because I'm just trying to trick the subconscious mind. Thank you. These are actually mantras, but I mean, not too much of a difference. Anyways, I will take advantage of change, making the most of the opportunities that it presents. I constantly grow. I invest my time and energy where it feels right to me. The universe has big plans for me, and it is time to claim them. I am learning to be grateful for my life, which I am constantly recognizing blessings from. Period. Prosperity flows to and through me. I welcome an abundance mindset. I am gifted. I am blossoming, and I am unaffected by the judgments of others. It amazes me how those affirmations just were some of my thoughts for the day. But anyways, rarities, y'all will have some great ass orgasms. And I love y'all. I'm tired. Peace.
It's not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you stare.